So it seems that plans for these tariff stimulus checks are being drafted by the Trump administration, and we now have a rough timeline and some idea of the income limits to receive these $2,000 checks. We're going to cover all of that in this video. Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show. My name is Ben Hedges, aka the Credit Shifu, and on this channel I cover US credit cards, personal finance, and luxury travel. If you like the sound of that, do subscribe, but let's get into it. So here is a clip of a recent interview where Trump talks about the timeline for these tariff dividend checks.
We've taken in hundreds of millions of dollars in tariff money. We're going to be issuing dividends later on. Somewhere prior to, probably in the middle of next year, a little bit later than that, of thousands of dollars for individuals of moderate income, middle income. We're going to pay down debt. We have a lot of money from tariffs. If we didn't have tariffs, this nation would be in serious trouble.
So from that, we have a few key points. The main one is that he hopes for these tariff stimulus checks to come in the middle of next year. Technically, it isn't a stimulus, even though we often call it that. Stimulus is a kind of a keyword on YouTube. But the money is already in the economy, okay? So this isn't like printing new money to stimulate the economy. It's a tariff dividend check, okay? Not technically a stimulus check. And having it in the middle of next year, or just past the middle, like he said, puts it right before, guess what? Yes, the midterms. So yeah, there's definitely a political strategy going on there. Oh, Trump just gave me $2,000. Who am I going to vote for in the midterms? Well, obviously not Trump since he's not up for election, but probably his party, right? The Republicans. Actually, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said that these checks would have to be voted on by Congress in a recent interview that he gave to Maria Bartiromo.
Secretary, is he going to be sending these direct payments to Americans of $2,000 or more?
We will see. We need legislation for that. And again, President Trump is all about solutions, Maria, and
yes.
Everything is on the table.
And what great optics, right? All of the Republicans in Congress vote to give Americans free money just before many of them are up for election. And that will probably force many Democrats to vote for this tariff dividend too, all right? At least the Democrats that are up for election, they're probably going to have to vote for it. You don't want to be the guy who voted against returning people's hard-earned cash to them right before you are up for election, because you want them to vote for you, and if you vote down those checks, they probably won't. So if Trump does do this in the middle of 2026 or a few months before the midterms, or if he has the vote on it in the summer and then the people start receiving the checks in like September, October, just before the midterms, it probably will affect the election. So from that point of view, I think the timeline that he is saying is reliable, okay? Because we can see how it benefits him. But then who will get a check, all right? Well, Scott Bessent gave a clue to the income limit in another recent interview on Fox and Friends.
There are a lot of options here. That the president's talking about a $2,000 rebate, and that would be for families making less than, say, $100,000.
So he threw out $100,000 a year, but the way he said it was like, making less than, say, $100,000, and he goes on to say that it isn't confirmed yet.
Have you decided on that yet?
We haven't. It's in discussion.
So I think that figure, it's more like a placeholder. So I think you can take that to mean that if your household income is under $1,000, you will definitely get a check. But it is possible that the limit could be higher. Maybe $150 for couples married filing jointly, like we had during COVID for those checks. Or if they do go with $100,000 per household, then I doubt that it'll be a hard cutoff, or it's going to taper off. So maybe you'll lose $100 of your check for every $1,000 of income above the $100,000. All right, so people making $110,000 a year would still get a $1,000 check, for example. They did something similar with the COVID stimulus checks too, okay? It's not fair if it just cuts off like that and someone who earns, say, $100,500 loses out on $2,000 just because he's slightly above the limit. So no matter whether they do 100,000 or 150,000, I think those two numbers are reasonable. It's going to be somewhere between 100 and 150,000, I think. But no matter which of those they do, I think it's going to taper off gradually for people who are earning a few tens of thousands more above those limits. So that's the update that we have for you guys. And if you don't want to wait until next year and you want some free money now, and this really is free money, check out Rakuten. It is an online cashback platform where you can earn extra cashback on top of what you usually earn on whatever credit card you use at some of your favorite stores just by clicking through their website first. It's great for Black Friday shopping since you will find many popular stores like Macy's, Saks, Best Buy, and many, many more all on there, and they will offer 15% or more in cashback on Black Friday weekend, on top of any Black Friday discounts they're already offering. Some of those deals have already started actually, and if you sign up through my link below, you can get $50 of bonus cashback after you make your first purchase. Check it out in the description of this video. All right, guys, that's the video. Please subscribe if you're new. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.